Hello, I'm Former Special Smith of the U.S. Army Infantry, and this is Genesis chapter 0. What you see before you is an illustration of what God wanted me to draw him as. I hired an artist to draw him, and he wanted to look identical to the two holy angels I met, Michael and Gabriel, but the only difference is he wanted to make sure that he had the biggest head in the room. So as you can see, I made this one. It doesn't look like Michael and Gabriel. It's a little bit more wider and bigger head than the photo of Michael and Gabriel. Only due to the fact that that God's brain, the extraterrestrial Homosapien Superior, the one who identifies himself as God, his brain dates back older than the Big Bang itself. Because in Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, God created the heavens and the earth, and in order for the extraterrestrial Homosapien Superior, the one who identifies himself as God, to create the heavens and the earth, meant he had to exist before the heavens and earth. And Genesis chapter 0 goes, it states, what form the extraterrestrial Homosapien Superior, Yahweh, the head of Elohim, the one who identifies himself as God, was most definitely his mind and its interaction with the known and unknown universe that surrounded him. He could do anything in the universe that he desired because this is his universe that he created. The universe is the shape of his reality. Is his reality the same as man's? No. The extraterrestrial Homosapien Superior, the one who identifies himself as God, made man out of his reality. Therefore, man's reality is the reality of God's. The extraterrestrial Homosapien Superior, the one who identifies himself as God, is capable of change anytime his mind perceives change. What would have the endless nothingness of outer space been to him? A endless universe of nothingness, a nothingness without nobody in it but himself. This would be a endless nothingness of perfect freedom. A endless of nothingness in which he would have no restrictions. However, the universe would have nothing in it unless he does or thinks or says something into existence. What would he start to do and think of? At the beginning of his existence, would he be uncertain what to do? There would be nothing solid in the endless nothingness of outer space. Therefore, it would be a universe in which there would be no obstacles for him. And this would be true freedom for him to grow in. A universe in which he could do anything he wished, and he would know no fear. He would have had to know what he wanted to do in order for him to do it. There would be no beginning or ending for the extraterrestrial Homosapien Superior, the one who identifies himself as God. He would never lose a degree of his perfect freedom. Everything would already be easy to him. There would be nothing to complicate things for him. This would be happening to him because he willed it to happen. Everything would be his will. The empty, endless nothingness of outer space would be the only thing around him. He could move around anywhere he wished to, within or outside of the endless nothingness, or be everywhere at the same time. He could even turn the universe any way he wanted, and the perception of the universe would not be the same. It would change with the passage of time and space. In the beginning, God would have had no self-image of himself. Is this why he went through the Darwin theory and became a Homo sapien being? So that he could have an image of himself, which is the ultimate form of the universe? He could change himself at will. That's why he went through the Darwin theory. Naturally, he could do anything because this would be his natural surrounding environment, and this would be his natural shape of his reality. He would exist in an endless nothingness of empty universal space. A universe where nothing exists but himself. With being by himself, he would have nothing to interact with. So how would he know that he is God? How would he understand that he is God without others to interact with? How would the extraterrestrial Homosapien Superior, the one who identifies himself as God, know that he is God? He could not truly recognize his own self-image of oneself of God, because the image of himself would be the image of an extraterrestrial and a God, both at the same time. It was an act of observing others he created, then he would recognize himself as a God. His image of himself is restrained by having to observe the barriers between himself and the others that he created in his image. He could not see himself without the presence of others. When there are others, the extraterrestrial Homosapien Superior, the one who identifies himself as God, can perceive himself as an individual. If he was alone, then he would be the same as everything else in the universe. The extraterrestrial Homosapien Superior, the one who identifies himself as God, is an individual who separated himself from out of the endless nothingness of the universe. If he was alone, then he would be the same without the others he created in his image. There is a difference between God and the nothingness of outer space. God is the something that formed himself out of the endless nothingness of the universe. He would have established identity as I am that I am, because he would understand that he is what he is. The very first angel would be a self-image of the extraterrestrial Homosapien Superior God, and he would have a separate but similar mind as the extraterrestrial Homosapien Superior, the one who identifies himself as God. The extraterrestrial Homosapien Superior, the one who identifies himself as God, would be him, but the first extraterrestrial Homosapien Superior angel would not be the extraterrestrial Homosapien Superior God. Planets would be another possibility of reality, another world of existence to the extraterrestrial Homosapien Superior God, the one who identifies himself as God. Our planet is not the true planet he intended to be. Still, even though reality of Earth might not be so bad compared to the other planets in the universe, but Earth could still serve his will. It is God's mind which takes reality and separates it into what is normal and abnormal. God's mind separates reality from truth. His view of reality changes his perception of its nature. There is only one truth in all the universe, and that is the one and only true living God's truth. If you are told that this is so by the Homosapien Extraterrestrial Superior, the one who identifies himself as God, then that is what would be known. Then that is what you would believe to be known it to be. The truth can be changed simply by the way you accept it. That is how fragile the truth is for an extraterrestrial Homo sapien inferior mortal living in the universe. Believing in God is so simple that most ignore it. Unbelievers concert on what they think are deep truths of existence of reality of our known and unknown universe. And I apologize for the stumbling. I tried to do this in a straight shot. Hopefully I'll be able to get some funding, better funding in the future, and I'll be able to redo all my YouTube and Facebook videos and give y'all some better entertainment as I try to show you that the extraterrestrial point of view, the extraterrestrial Homosapien Superior point of view. And it's nothing but the good old-fashioned point of view, but now I identify what God is and who God is. And this is the script, you Star Trek Voyager writers and you Tanaka writers. And I want us to get together with me in the center and translating the scriptures from the angel's point of view. I want to give the world three movies or maybe a TV series of the extraterrestrial Homosapien Superior point of view, which is from the outside of the atmosphere looking in, instead of from the human's point of view, from looking from the inside of the atmosphere looking out. We already have all those movies where, where the men from Earth made the movies and had their testimonies. Now let's write movies about the angels, the extraterrestrial Homosapien Superior angels, and Yahweh, the head of Elohim, the one who identifies himself as God. And let's show the world this brand new point of view. And oh my God, when y'all meet these people in person, y'all all going to be shocked to say, oh my God, they look just like the way they do in the movie or in the program. Hopefully, if the Lord will say the same, we'll be able to touch the whole entire world, and we'll be able to save at least 140,000 of there's about 7 billion people on Earth, and all we need is 140,000 to believe and understand what I'm trying to establish out here to the world. And then everything will work out perfect. But anyway, that is Genesis chapter 0. Smith out.